I did it. I actually did it.
As a young graduate, it is not far-fetched that after school you want to start working immediately. So you are eager to land that dream job and you start working. You want to hit the ground running. Yeah, it's normal, it's good. But I will advise you to relax and calm so you don't jump or over jump. You don't need to jump the steps. There are steps you need to take. There are skills you need to know, understand. There are skills you need to learn for you to land that your dream job. Because I noticed that many graduates, in the eagerness that I just want to find something doing, they're just jumping from one sector to another, from one organization to another. There are many markets. When they say job markets, there are many markets, you understand, inside job market. You have banking sector, you have FMCG, manufacturing sector, you have OEM sector, you have oil and gas sector, you have different sectors like that. So which one are you directing yourself to? Which one are you leading yourself to? How do you narrow down yourself and say, okay, let me face this sector. This is the market I want to dive in. How do you narrow yourself down into it? That is what I want to discuss with you in this video. So this video is for young graduates. People that are just coming from school, from colleges, universities, polytechnics, HNC, graduates, they want to move into job market. What are the skills they need to have? How can they scale themselves down to a particular market and focus on it and land their dream job? Because see, invariably, you may find out that you've been wasting your time hopping from one market to another. Because you may eventually get a job, but maybe you settle for less. How about that? Settling for less. You don't want that. And before you realize that you have settled for less, it's already 2 to 3 years in your career journey. So you jump out again, you start looking for jobs. So this company is just wasting my time. You need to settle for companies that encourage trainings, learning, rapid growth. Companies that or industries that support growth, your growth, because you want to learn. You don't have much experience, but you want to learn, you want to grow faster. So there are some organizations that they don't support that. That is the way they design such organizations. I can't mention names, but they are everywhere across the world. So you need to pay attention to things I'll be discussing with you in this video. So I want you to pay attention. Now, how do you narrow yourself down to the desired market? Let me start from there. How do you narrow yourself down to the desired market? I told you there are several markets in job markets, in quotes. So, number one thing I want to tell you is you understand the importance of the course you study in the university, in the college or polytechnic. As a graduate, you need to first of all understand what is the importance of the course you study to the society. See, each courses in the university or polytechnic or colleges, they actually structure them to address a need in the society, in a country, or across the world. There are some courses they've scrapped that nobody studied them again in the university. There are some jobs they've scrapped that they are no longer relevant. They've removed them from the job board. There are some roles they've matched together to another one because they cannot exist alone again. So you need to understand that, okay, you are a graduate. The course I've studied in school, how does it affect society? How can I contribute to the society? That alone, keep that thought. I said, what problem your area of study addresses in the society? You need to sit down and think and pen all this thing down. Is it in technology? Is it in science? Is it in banking? Is it in finance? Is it in equipment manufacturing? You need to understand, where does your course, where does it feature in the society? What problem are you addressing or are you solving in the society? It's important. What problem are you solving? So you need to narrow down to a particular career path. It will help you. So take note of that first point I give you. Understand the importance of the course you study in the university or college or polytechnic. The number 2 things I want to give you is you should understand which sector has high demand for your course of study. Which sector has high demand? Okay, there are some courses that you actually feature in several sectors. Take for instance, as an engineer, an electrical engineering person can feature anywhere, can work anywhere in the industry, can work in bank, can work in so many sectors. But which particular one has high demand for your job or for your course? Another instance is someone that studies microbiology, for instance. You can feature in the hospital, maybe in the laboratory, where they are doing research or where they are doing some testing. And you can also feature in industry. Food industry, for instance, normally hire microbiologists because they deal with microbes, they want to test all that. So you need to know which of the sector has high demand for your course. Then you scaling yourself down to that sector. Take that point two seriously. Point three I put here is understand which core skills are they looking for in that sector. Okay, each sector has core skills they are looking for. In the hospital, they want to hire a nurse in the hospital, and they want to hire a nurse in maybe a company, a manufacturing company, because manufacturing companies normally have a nurse around. So the job a nurse in the hospital will do is different from the job the nurse in a manufacturing industry will do. You don't know. It's closely related, but there are other jobs that, because the nurse in the manufacturing sector will do some documentations, they maybe for safety point of view, they want to hire a nurse or have a nurse around, and somebody that has maybe a minor injury will come to you, you prescribe some drugs for them, and if the case is strong enough, more than you can handle, you refer them to the hospital. So the nurse in the hospital is different from the nurse in the manufacturing industry. So you need to know the core skills they are both looking for before you apply to jobs. So you cannot carry the mentality of someone, a nurse that is working that want to work rather in an hospital as a nurse that plan to work in industry. No, these core skills they are looking for are different. You need to understand that. And the fourth thing I want to tell you is develop yourself further in those skills and brighten your knowledge. Now you have narrowed down the sector. You have narrowed down the market. You have narrowed down the core skills. Now, what do you need to do? You need to develop yourself in those skills. You need to learn. Maybe you go on the internet, take some courses online, take some LinkedIn learning courses. A lot of them are online. You need to now brace yourself up, know more about them. So when you are submitting your application and they are calling you for interview, you already know some of them they will ask you. And you are preparing yourself to land that your dream job. Okay, so now, on the other side of it, how can you gather the core skills that are being demanded in the sectors? How can you know? I put some things down here to help you in refining your search, in refining your understanding about the core skills each sector requires about your course. The first one I put there is online search. You need to go online. So maybe Google, for instance, you need to put there what are the core skills for a nurse, for a banker, for a finance manager. So you understand. So different roles like that, you put it on the internet, you search, you check the criteria, the core skills needed in every industry. So you'll be able to learn more and develop yourself in those skills. Number two here, I said you can connect with professionals online, like LinkedIn, for instance. You can connect with them. You can actually check people's profile on their LinkedIn. Only that LinkedIn will report you to them that you check their profile, but nothing. So you can check the way they structure their profiles. You can check on the LinkedIn the way they structure their profiles, and you can learn one or two things from them. I said attend seminars. There are seminars being organized by professionals to train young graduates, even while they're in school, even after graduation, you can go for seminars, learn, you can go for symposiums and all that. So you can learn one or two things from these. I said check previous job application posted by the companies. Okay, you actually narrow yourself down, you want to work in oil and gas, and you are hiring a particular job role. So you can go online or maybe to company's portal and see previous job applications they are posted. You can actually review those job applications and see the core skills they are asking for. Some professional courses or professional certification rather that they are asking for. Maybe you can develop yourself further in those certifications. You can register, you can do one or two things with that. It also helps you. When you check previous job applications that are posted concerning the role, you'll be able to have an idea that, okay, in the future, when they are posting this kind of job application or job role, this kind of skills may be mentioned as well. I also put it here, I said you can volunteer to work in company that allows that. There are some companies that allow you to work with them, like a volunteer. You can do volunteering in some industries. Some, maybe they pay you token or maybe they don't pay. It's not necessary, but you know what you are looking for. So you want to gain insider insights. That's what I put here. I said insider insights. You want to actually gain knowledge, insight of the organization. So when you are inside, you learn better than when you are outside asking questions. So it's better. And then the last thing I put here is that you craft a winning resume. you craft a winning resume. Based on all this I've discussed with you, it will help you to craft a winning resume or cover letter that puts you in the faces of recruiters all the time. I made a video separately on things you can put in your resume, things we want to see in your resume. So you need to watch that video as well, combine the knowledge together, and you will land your dream job quickly. Believe me, it is not that difficult. I have also made a video here that there are jobs out there, but people that will do the job are not ready to take the job because they lack some skills. Don't be one of them. Be a professional. Be a pro, even from the beginning. I wish you best of luck in your job hunting as a young graduate. Bye, and see you in my next video. Thank you.